Hi, what's up? This is RJ Sheetal and we are starting the next edition of the Creator Collab. But this time it's going to be very special because it's the Men's Day edition. And with me I like to call him super handsome, but let's give a better intro for him. He's a model, he's a content creator, he's a marketing pro, and he's also won the Best Lifestyle Influencer for 2022. Let's welcome Naved Qureshi. Hi, Naved.
Hi, thank you so much, Sheetal, for having me here. I'm just looking forward to this one.
Absolutely. Likewise. I want to start off by asking, I've seen all your videos on Instagram, right? By the way, it's at the rate Naved Qureshi, so go ahead and give him a follow right away. It's so nice to see that you create content. It's not just lifestyle or fashion, right? You do a lot more than that. You do mental health, you do fitness. So I don't want to term you as a particular genre influencer, right?
Right.
So how did you start your journey?
It's a very, very long one. I hope the show is long one, but I try to cut it really short, Sheetal. So it happened by itself. I would have loved to say that I'd made a lot of effort, but I think it naturally happened that way. I was already on social, doing my things, and somehow it automatically fit into the way what I am. So I started talking about fashion, fitness, and fatherhood because that is what I was doing. So just happened that way.
It's like the 3F, right? Fashion, fitness, and fatherhood.
Yes, alliteration. So
Yeah.
it just fell into place. I said, fine, let's go ahead and do it.
Right. So you said, so which year did you start your journey in?
Oh my God, I think after Instagram would have just started a year after.
Oh, that's very long back,
7,
right?
8, 9 years back, I think.
Okay.
More than that, a little more.
A little more, okay.
Yeah.
And what were you doing before this content creation journey that you started?
So I'm a marketing professional.
Okay.
I have 2 decades of marketing experience behind me.
Okay.
And I was a marketing head, a CMO, when I retired
Oh, wow.
from it. And I was creating content just like yourself, Sheetal.
Yeah.
You are creating amazing content.
Thank you, thank you.
What's amazing ones. Just like that, I was creating content. I was into fashion. I was talking to fitness models. I was just a father
Yeah.
as well at that time. So I realized the struggle that I was going through as a marketing professional.
Right.
And it just happened, I was into content right in between at Lakme Fashion Week of the world,
Wow.
talking to the best of the model for the campaigns, everything
Right.
else as well. So the following or the content creation happened by chance.
It's like naturally. It just
Naturally, I
happened.
was talking
Yeah.
to the best photographers in the
Right.
in the country, probably the world.
Yeah.
And they were giving me this content which was going on my Instagram 9 years back, more than that.
Right.
It just happened.
Wow. And so how did you switch from a corporate job or a corporate life to content creation?
That gives I had that teenage feel when I did that. It was, imagine you're at a cushy position.
Right.
You're a CMO and then you take a call
Right.
to step into the world by yourself, consulting and content creation.
Right.
And I took that call. Took that call 4 years
Must
back.
have been difficult, right?
When it's backed by the passion,
Right.
and when dopamine and adrenaline, whatever is kicking in
Right.
and saying that I want to follow my passion, and 20 years behind me. So I went for it. It was thrilling. It was a thrill. I wanted to follow my passion.
Right.
Just backed it up.
Yeah. In fact, I think, what you did in that year is something great, because now I see a lot of people juggling 2-3 jobs, right? They
Yeah.
basically call it a side hustle or something like that, where they do a corporate job but they're also creating content, or they have a cafe or something like that, right?
Yeah.
But back then I think it was very rare for something like this to happen, because
Yeah.
usually people are like, okay, ek 9 to 5 job hai to bas, we are sorted for life and let's just go ahead with that. But now you see that so many side hustles are coming up. People say that in this jet age, right, to have a nice lifestyle, to have the basic needs that you want to cover, right, it's okay and it's good to have side hustles. What is your
Absolutely.
thought on that?
No, absolutely, Sheetal. It is your persona.
Right.
Why would you want to live the life, half a life at corporate or
Right, yeah.
whatever?
Right.
It is your persona. You might as well go and express as if you're a good artist, do that.
Yeah.
If you are something, you're good at content creation, which I was, I did that.
Right.
And like everyone, people have stocks, stock market, which is completely allowed.
Investments, yeah.
Yeah, which is completely allowed, by
Yeah.
the way. If that's the interest, they did it. So I think never suppress who you are, what
Right.
you want to become. and some people badmouth it and say moonlighting.
Yeah.
But that's not really the
thing,
fact. I mean,
yeah.
you're living
Yeah.
the way you are, and you're just giving it back to the world the best you can.
Yeah.
And that's what I did.
Absolutely. And just making good use of the time, right? I mean, when you're working that 9 to 5, full focus on that. But the other hours is for us, right? And we can do anything that we want to do.
Yeah, I mean, I've been in this marketing because I loved it.
Right.
When you love what you do,
Yeah.
it's not called work.
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah.
contributing, and you're living your life.
Absolutely. Now, talking about Men's Day, right? Honestly, I feel that why is this thing that only on Men's Day we talk about men, right? And on the other days we are like, we just don't talk about men, and we don't talk about the feelings or the emotions that men go through, right? And you being a male blogger in this industry, how do you feel?
I must say that partly the responsibility of not being spoken on the other days
Right.
is men as well.
Oh, okay. But
And
why do you say so?
I think the way the imagery is
Right.
been driven of a man, right from the way the books are written,
Absolutely.
is that you are the protector, you are the macho,
The strong man, yeah.
man who's taking care of the society, family, your kingdom, or whatever. And that's how you kind of portray yourself. You go hunt and your job is done.
Yeah.
You protect your close ones from whatever, and you're done.
Yeah.
But we're not living in jungle anymore.
Right.
There were rules there, I understand. But we are an evolved species, and all of us feel the same. To suppress and to still assume that responsibility of, hey, you know what, I am the tough one, I don't express, I don't talk, is partly men's responsibility as well. They've assumed it. And society has been good to label it as well after that, and you keep suppressing,
Yeah.
and it shows in the wrong way,
Right.
especially in the era that we live in.
Yeah. And so when you say this, you also have a son, right? And I'm
Yeah.
sure he looks up to you, like all the children, like all the daughters and the sons do.
Yeah.
So what is the example that you want to set for him?
I've already, we kind of, do things together. We cook. I mean, you can see a lot of all my content that's out there. We
Yeah.
cook. We paint each other's faces, sometimes with makeup as well.
Right.
So I've raised him to be true to his emotion.
Okay.
Just say what you
What
feel
you feel
like.
like.
Do what you feel like. Obviously, I mean, disciplinary and all that happens. You need to teach the right things as well. But I'm raising him just
Right.
do and feel what you want to, and everything is all right.
Right. Especially in a world where when small boys cry, you know how mothers say, right? तुम लड़के हो, रोते क्यों हो? लड़की सिर्फ लड़कियां रोती है, right?
Yeah.
And in this kind of a world, I feel that you're doing an awesome job at just telling your son that it's okay to cry. It's okay to just feel your emotions and tell it out to the world, right?
Absolutely. With all due respect to my parents, I have been, raised saying that ladka hai, just
Rote kyun ho, right.
and then you realize that it's all bottled up.
Yeah.
And I have had my own journey, and that's when I realized it's not okay to do that.
Right, absolutely. And do you think that this world is progressing in such a way that everything is becoming normal now? Like men can do fashion, men can be a model, men can wear makeup. Do you think that we are progressing, or are we going backwards?
The mixed reaction to it,
Okay.
quite honestly, Sheetal. I mean, I think it is responsibility of everyone
Right.
listening to this show as well,
Right.
Sheetal, and great job, by the way, in communicating that as well. Is that we need to get out and talk about it. There's still a lot of work that has to be done,
Okay.
and more we speak about it, the better it'll get. We're getting there.
Right.
We're much better than what we
Before,
were,
yeah.
10 years or 20 years back.
Right.
But this is a long journey.
Long journey, right?
Yeah.
Coming back to the creator industry, right? What do you think about the term influencer? Right? Because आजकल सभी लोग influencer बन रहे हैं. You have 10K followers, you're an influencer now, right?
Yeah.
This industry is filled with so many people, and I think you must have started out at a time where there were very less people,
Yes.
right? Especially in Bangalore, I think there's just hardly any male bloggers or influencers, right?
Right.
So what's your take on the term influencer?
See, very honestly, the attention has become a currency,
Right.
and I don't really believe in that. Tell me one thing, Sheetal, who has really affected your life? I'm sure it's a friend, it's that boss,
Yeah.
is that teacher, that has really changed the course of your life.
Right, absolutely.
What did they do? They impacted your life.
Yeah.
Right? And that's what I think
Right.
it should be. That's what I think is, if I have the power of the influence,
Yeah.
I have the responsibility of the
Impact, absolutely.
and that's what I think. Message to all the influencers out there: please go for impact. Please try and impact the lives, and that's what I aspire to do.
Right.
I try really hard to do. I might fail sometime, but I'm trying.
Absolutely. In fact, when you told me, right, who's that person who has impacted my life, it never came to my mind that they've influenced my life, right? They've always impacted. And these two words have such a large difference. And as a creator, I feel so happy that you've understood this and you're portraying the same to the audience, right? And I'm sure the young creators who are just starting off, I think they should definitely learn from you, right? And on this International Men's Day, right? What is the message you want to give to all the listeners, to the young generation, to the older generation as well?
What I would say is that there is no difference okay, here.
Yeah.
So see, there's no difference between man and a woman. All of us feel the same. The feelings are same. Probably we express it differently. So there's no need to differentiate. You feel the same, do the same. Just go out and express it, and let the other men express it as well. Don't, please, for God's sake, don't be a moral police or a police there to say you're not supposed to do this, you're a guy. Just support it, and I think we would be an amazing species. We already are, but we would be.
That's amazing, yeah. And I just want to ask you one thing to add on to whatever you just said, right? On a fun note, I want you to tell me 5 things that you've heard, 5 bizarre things that you've heard that people tell men. It could be anything, but you're like, how can you say this? I'm just a human being, right?
Bizarre things, really bizarre things. Yeah, I've seen, nothing against. I am an ally. I kind of support LGBT and I'm out there. But, then they would say, are you interested in men? Are you gay? So doesn't matter. Even if I am, it doesn't matter. But why judge? There's no tag attached.
Is it because you're a fashion influencer and all of that?
Yeah, it is. I'm a fashion influencer. I'm on makeup. I've concealed here. I did makeup right now, but I wear jewelry. It's right here. And I go over the board on makeup as well.
Yeah.
And I kind of sometimes pick up merchandise from women's department.
Right.
And it
Absolutely
looks amazing, by the way. Try that, guys. Try that, and it looks amazing.
Yeah. In
So-
fact, when we can pick up jackets and there's boyfriend jeans and there's boyfriend t-shirt and shirt, why can't you guys do the same thing?
Absolutely. If it looks good,
Yeah, why
do
not?
it. All that matters is looking good on you. That's
Yeah,
it.
absolutely. And what else have you heard? This is going to be very interesting.
So this is one. The other one is saying that what kind of example are you setting? For the generation or people who are watching, this is not the right example. I said, tell me what wrong
Have you done?
have I done has impacted negatively to a society or an individual? No answer. So that's being pulled. Again is is the coward one, saying that do you run away when things didn't come away?
When
That
things get too pressurizing or emotional, do you run away or
nobody.
cry or-
Yeah. You. There's a different way of expressing.
Venting out,
So venting out. I've cried live as well when I was going through difficult times. It's right there on my handle,
Oh, yeah?
somewhere
Oh, wow.
down.
Okay.
And I was going through a very difficult time, and I think world was going through a difficult time that time. So I've done that, and I kind of so I've got those comments as well. So bizarre.
It's
It's
When
yeah.
you listen to it, you must be like, what is this, right?
So no, I think when I listen to this, I think it makes me stronger,
Okay.
and that makes me feel saying that there's so much work to be done.
Yeah. Work
It
in progress.
yeah, work in progress. It gives me the the push or the motivation to go further, because then I realize I have a small whatever I can do, but I have a big job to do.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I want to ask you that when you shifted from a corporate job to your content creation job, right? how did your family react to it? Because I think at least back then it must have been so new for them, right? Ki there's a platform called Instagram, you're putting videos, how will you make money? And also when you said right that men are termed as the ones who are bread earners,
Yeah,
not anymore because girls are equally the same.
absolutely.
Right? But it's been a norm that okay, men need to provide for the family, while as the girl or the women is just into cooking and cleaning and all of that.
Yeah.
In a world like that, how did you? I don't know if you want to convince your parents, but how did you bring this out to them that this is my passion and I want to follow this?
See, luckily, my parents, I've kind of taken off by myself at a very young age. So luckily, my parents believed in me, and they knew whatever I do is an informed or an intelligent choice that I make. So luckily, that's there. But to parents out there who are watching this or listening to this, I think the money follows the passion. If you're passionate about what you do, it just follows. So luckily that was sorted, but there were friends, who said, "Kya kar raha hai? What are you up to? You're a marketing head. For God's sake, what's happening here?" And some people said that what image that I had of you, wo to completely destroy ho gayi. I said, this is who I am. I mean, I look at my content. I don't pretend to be anyone else. This is who I am. I'm just being me. So it was really difficult, Sheetal, dealing with such baggages, and also corporate also does that to you. You carry a certain image with a position that you are onto, and people do see one side of you in the boardroom. They don't see the facet of you, unlike the media that kind of shows you everything.
Open, yeah.
Yeah, it's very open. So it was a shocker for a lot of people. But hey,
You gotta do what you gotta do.
I got to do what I got to do.
And have you ever got hate? Because, like when I look at influencers or content creators, right? Especially for male influencers, they're always like, Array, especially in the comment section, it's too mean. Like people behind the keyboard, whoever is commenting, they're just too mean, right?
Yeah.
And they're like, Array, ye to gay hoga. Array, iske ghar pe koi nahi ka. They go to the level of family and all of that, right?
Yeah.
Have you ever received any hate?
Yeah, see, I think all of us do that, and content creators, respect to all of you, and please stay on there. It's okay. It's okay. Trolling happens, and it's okay. Let's deal with it. Don't let it get here. And I did not. So there were a lot saying that इसके पास लगता है job नहीं है, पैसा नहीं मिल रहा होगा तो कहीं से try कर रहा है, and all that, kind of a thing. Maybe must be pimping himself.
Right.
I don't know. It's a teen, you want to do it or whatever. But must be the other. कुछ और काम कर रहा है यहाँ पे दिखा रहा है whatever. So it was difficult that you get such comments. But what I try to do sometimes is I it's my rule that I'm going to reply to this person 3 times and try and do it very nicely, saying that after all he's a person. I think he might be in a different mood or a state of mind, and I do write back to everyone who does write DMs to me. I write to everyone and say that this is my point of view. I understand. I ignore what's being said, and I reply 3 times before I give up. And
The third time?
after the 3rd time I usually block and delete, or I let it be. I don't respond at all. I don't see it, and it just goes in the others inbox or whatever. But Sheetal, can I tell you one thing? Half of the time that person has become a follower, and that person is liking, commenting in a better way. So I know that there is a potential of impact. If I can change that troller into a follower and a good one who's actually contributing to the content or the cause that I'm doing, I think I can see the impact.
But why do you think that this world is becoming a little too negative, right? Like पहले ऐसे नहीं होता था, or rather पहले media नहीं था हमारे पास.
Absolutely. The medium, I think I'm in a bad mood sometime.
Right.
I do think of things that अच्छा ठीक है, but now like you rightly said, there's a medium right in your hand, right here. Right here.
Behind a phone screen or
Yeah.
laptop screen.
And you're sitting in the corner, dark corner and all that, and suddenly you think something and and just write it. So I think it's the accessibility. I think it was always there, but it's just become more accessible. So it's coming out. and I don't take too much. I'm not saying that we are devolving or we are degenerating or whatever. It's just that I think we're expressing more. And by that, what I mean is if we express more positive and impactful thing, it will really make a difference. There's a positive to it as well. It's accessible to them. It's accessible to me as well. It's accessible to you as well. So let's try and make that impact with everything that we type out or write out. Huge responsibility.
Huge responsibility, yeah. In fact, what I feel is that, because content creators or bloggers show such a nice life on internet, right? Like it's so lavish and they're traveling. I'm sure they also feel emotions. They must be tired and sad some days, but they don't show that.
Right.
And that's when you feel that people are like, "Arey, iska life to kitna acha hai," and we are sulking and suffering here.
Right.
Hate bhejte.
Correct.
Right.
Correct.
So they come from that kind of a perspective. So why? So don't you think that we should just be honest? Even if it's internet, it's okay. If you're crying, cry. There's no harm in it, right?
Yeah, so I think we should do that, Sheetal. You're absolutely right. But I also empathize with some specialized influencers who take a particular genre and try and focus on that. Try and give you travel solutions. Try and give you, so they kind of invest a lot in that as well. So I think they are a very specialized stream and they focus on that. And please go to them for that. Don't expect that, there's a friend who's emoting with you. He's a friend, she's a friend, but she's already advising you about travel or a food or things that. So there are, but I also think that influencers out there or the guys who want to create an impact, I think on and off there are various, measures to do it. For example, you can say that you're feeling low on a story. You can express how frustrated you are at a travel, how you're feeling. So I think that's the difference between a celebrity, who's inaccessible,
right,
and an influencer or a person who's trying to do an impact or make an impact. So I think advice to the influencers as well that try and be as natural, because if you're seeking a friend, or a follower who actually looks up to you, or maybe just expresses to you, I think you should also as well do that. And I do that.
Absolutely, yeah. Just be honest, be yourself and just be real, right? That's all it is. Yeah. Awesome. Firstly, happy International Men's Day to you. Maybe not just celebrate men on this particular day, but throughout the year and forever, right? Any last words on this day?
Last word is be proud of whoever you are, man, woman, or whatever gender you kind of identify yourself with. Just be proud of yourself, respect people, their opinion, their choices, and we'll be so much better.
Yeah. Absolutely. Let's make this world a better place and respect men and women both together. In conversation with Naved Qureshi. See you in a bit. Fever.